September 4th, 2024. How is it going, guys? Well, I have another video, and what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about space weather some. We're going to talk a little bit about the radiation coming in here. Is it affecting people, or is there something else? Is it brain overload from all the stuff that's going on for the last couple of 3 years? Now, I follow a lot of YouTube channels, and I follow some certain ones that are pretty legit, and a lot of things going on. So where should I begin? Let's take San Calagon over Labor Day weekend. And every year, go out there to San Calagon and listen to the bands and stuff. Also observe the people and how they are, what they do. But this year was different. And it just seemed like the people out that watched the bands, there was some people, they had one area where people could get up and dance and stuff. Some did, maybe, I don't know, maybe 40 people, maybe 50 at max. But a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, most of the time, the audience will get more involved. They'll stand up, they'll dance in front of their chairs and stuff. I usually get up, I'll dance some, and nobody did this year. They seemed like they were dragging. And I don't know. I mean, is it something else that's pulling them down? Now, I go to the zoo almost every day. I walk 4 miles. It's good to stay fit, especially in this time and all the stuff that's going on. But I hear a lot of people talk too as I'm walking. And a lot of people talking about being fatigued. Now, is it just brain overload? Is it the radiation coming in here? Several possibilities. Certain things are going on, definitely. And I don't know. I can't tell you that. But I can't tell you what I've been observing. There is another lady. It has a video, a YouTube channel, Gina Marie Coven. Now, she did a video a few days back on people that were complaining. Now, she's got a big following. And I mean, this isn't all just, goofy people or something. These people, I mean, you're going to get some people that maybe, have some problems, maybe some mental problems or something. But you're going to, overall, if you got thousands upon thousands of people that are complaining about fatigue, and I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. Is it the radiation coming in? Is it the overload of the internet with all this stuff going on? Now, she did a video about people actually, like, a part of their brain shutting down to where, like, they would go through their kind of brain fog, I think is what or what they were calling it. And it kind of like part of the brain just shuts down after you do your task for the day, and then you're so tired and stuff. Now, I don't have that problem. I keep moving. I keep going. And I'm a pretty positive person. But there's a lot of people out there that just don't have that. And how are they being affected? And I just, I found it interesting. She did I think it was about a 30, 45 minute. I tried just to go back, and I wanted to find the date a few days back when she did. I couldn't find it. So I don't know. I wonder about that. I mean, sometimes she has problems and with videos that she does, but I just thought that was kind of strange that, I mean, I've heard this before, and like I say, I hear people out all the time talking about being fatigued and run down. So, let's get on with a little bit more in depth about a few things. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about metaphysics, and I do have a smoky quartz crystal. And some people know about Reiki. Some people know about Chi, or biokinetic energy, what they call it. But as we have this energy that comes from the sun, like a CME kicks off or something, or energy comes in from out there, from somewhere else, and hits our planet and bounces back, it kind of reverses certain energies in these crystals. Now, if you can actually feel this what they call biokinetic energy or chi energy, some of us can move it around. I can move it around really good. But what I notice sometimes when we're hit from the sun or something else out there, you would think this crystal, if you look at this crystal in a normal kind of sense of way, you would think, well, it's pointed on this end, so the energy is probably going that way. And the energy's, probably being sucked in this way. That's not always the case. If you can't feel this energy off a crystal, you're not going to know that. Okay, guys? So, bottom line, sometimes the energy can be going out that way and being sucked in this way. It can be just vice versa. So when these CMEs come in and hit the planet and these crystals, sometimes it reverses it. Now, can you imagine a magnet having your positive, negative, and completely flipping? And it happens. Now, back on about the 18th, there's another YouTube channel I watched too. Dutch Sense posted. It was about a minute and 14 seconds, but I think he added to it. I did find some of the video, but not the whole full feed that he had on it. And me and my son, we were talking about this time, about when all this came in. He showed a kind of like a weather, like storm system. It kind of it'd come over Kansas City, and it also showed the radar, kind of like the signals that look like going out. Now, some of them believe that they're using certain wavelengths of energy to hit the clouds and cause storms. Which, now, if you listen to City.Observer, like I said, I'm not affiliated with any other YouTube channels. He's actually confirmed that they were actually kind of like if you think of like a capacitor and discharging energy like that into the cloud system, causing rain. So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they can do certain things like that, use certain kinds of waves. But why I bring this up is another reason. Now, whether this was man-made, like Dutch Sense and them believe, or if it was something that came in here from out there, don't know. But I can tell you one thing. When that hit, it affected my energy and it affected my son's energy. And the thing of it was, actually, I felt a different kind of energy come in when this happened. And whether if it was man-made, created, or if it was from out there, I don't know. But his effect on it was that he said it felt like kind of like heat. Now, actually, I could actually feel that coming off of him. And I wonder if this was something that came from out there and wasn't actually man-made. But getting back to this, all the energies that are flowing into this planet from out there are having effect on people. And I do think that whatever we get hit with, if we get hit with too much of it, some people are not going to make it through this because if they're not in good health. And I also think that the DNA plays a factor here. So, I don't know. But if me and my son wouldn't have been at the same time, like I say, we were talking there, and when that happened, and then I came back across this and found this, I wouldn't have thought much about it. But when I seen this, I thought, well, was it actually man-made like they thought, or was it actually something that came in here? I don't know. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. Something that affected the energy in our bodies. So I guess the only thing it would basically, if it was man-made, you would be able to know that they're using some kind of energy like beam or whatever. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And I'm going to show a couple things here tonight. Oh, there's lots of stuff still going on, continuous flow of stuff. But one other thing about Gina Marie Coven's video too. When they were talking this, they were talking, I think, about the vagus nerve. We have different meridian lines in our body and everything else and stuff. And she was going on talking about how that people could help themselves to get out of this kind of habit, and she went into detail in her video about this too, which I thought was pretty good actually. Like I said, I couldn't find it though. I don't know if they removed it or whatever. But like doing your Reiki, and when you go to pull your energy up, it reminded me of a few things here. Okay. And she also talked about doing certain kinds of yoga positions and stuff. And they also, I believe that she brought up about humming. Now, you got to understand, sound waves can be canceled out. And this still, they were talking about getting a person back into their normal routine and not having that kind of like brain fog after they've whatever projects or whatever they've done, so they didn't feel tired and like they couldn't do anything else the rest of the time. But it reminds me of this energy too, about certain things that some people, when they try to bring this energy up, they will actually, maybe I should go into detail a bit about this. If certain people have autism, and if you've ever seen some that are pretty severe, they will actually move their bodies around like this, okay? But there are people that do that too, that don't have autism, to bring that energy up through their body, to help learn how to bring that energy up. Now, there's different ways to orbit the energy and everything else. I can do all that, but it made me think about when she was talking about combating in this humming, and humming can cancel out certain energies that people if they're throwing certain energies at you. Definitely there's certain groups that don't want people to know about that. And like I say, I've dealt with lots of different groups, and the thing of it is, if you hum, if you want to rotate and hum, if you want to hum, you can actually cancel their signal out. And then that definitely upsets them some about that. But we'll get on with this. But I was just thinking about all the things I hear from the zoo, what I've seen here this Labor Day weekend out here. And not saying that there wasn't 40 to 50 people who got up and danced, but the whole audience, nobody else participated. They were just kind of like zombies. And they reminded me of what Gina Marie Coven said about this other part. And I thought, well, that's kind of what she was talking about. But is it the radiation? Is it affecting these people, brainwave wise, and causing that? And then I got thinking about Dutch sense when I come across that. And that was almost the exact same time that me and my son felt that energy wave come in here. And like I said, whether it was man-made or whether it was natural, I don't know for sure. But we did feel it. And that's another thing, talking about this crystal. Some believe that the crystals do not vibrate on their own. Some believe that our energy, when we touch the crystal, it's kind of like us being kind of like the battery, when we touch it and then it vibrates, kind of like a bell. Now, whether that's true or not, who knows? I, in my opinion, think that the crystals actually vibrate on their own, in a sense. When we touch them, basically they're individual, in a sense. Tesla, too, also believed that, but he believed that actually they would vibrate differently every time you touched them. So, I don't know. But I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And I want to show something to when I was up north tonight, uh, up by Maristar, up by Burger King up there. Uh, these people. Oh, one other thing, real quick, too, I wanted to talk about. Now, hold on, guys. Let me make sure I got enough time left to talk here. I'm getting close. One other thing it to be concerning is these people that are on these drugs and doing weed and marijuana. It's not a good thing. Now, they think it's a great thing. Now, I want to talk about something real quick for about a minute and a half here. The Netherlands, Holland. Actually, I was shocked that EE Arts today was talking about them, but they were talking about immigrants and other ones that I think they had 40% of their population. Now it's different, but that ain't what I want to talk about. I want to talk about if there isn't any other country on this planet that knows more about marijuana, it should be Holland, because it was back in about 1976 is when they legalized it there. And I wanted to look at the studies over, what better place to look at to see what kind of effects it had on the people. And it has had effects on these people since 1976. And a lot more upper respiratory problems that they've had. It talked about people mixing even cigarettes with the actual marijuana and stuff. They've had women that have children, the babies are smaller. They know this for sure. This is, you can say, oh, that's hogwash. No, it's not hogwash. It's real. And I actually took some photos of, it was a scientific medical research deal that actually did this. But anyway, getting on with this. But then I had another thought. I thought, well, this depopulation. Well, I wonder, if they're all smoking their weed and, and all the women are having fun and thinking this is relaxing, making this, sex-wise and stuff, are they having more kids? No, they're not. Actually, the population of Holland is only increasing by about 1%, and that's almost their death rate. I think it was 0.09%, almost 1%. So they're just barely getting by. They're probably going under at that rate. You'd have to have an increase. That would just be that'd be nothing. That'd just be balancing the scales almost. So, and then I often wondered, I actually went to Holland because if anybody's ever read The Diary of Anne Frank, I wanted to see where this location was at. Way back in the 80s, I went there. And interesting. Very cool place. Very clean place. And it didn't smell like weed either. So I often thought, well, why in the world over here, when they did this, why does it smell in so many different places? Well, they didn't allow them to smoke except in certain locations. They didn't allow a lot of the businesses, I guess what I understand, to let them do it like that. They would only allow certain places. That's why I never smelled anything all the time I was over there. But it was, like I say, it's interesting. But I was thinking, they talk also about this depopulation here. And what better way if everybody's smoking their weed, huh? Because Holland sure hasn't had any increase. So I find that kind of interesting there too, guys. A lot of stuff going on. But I did want to talk about this. I wanted to talk about it because is it the radiation that's affecting? Is it just overload, like Gina Marie Cohen, the video that she did, and the brain just can't handle all that, and some parts are shutting down? That's why these people are having the fatigue they are. Or is it totally something else? Anyway, guys, I wanted to get that out there, and just some room for thought on all that. So keep your eyes open and have a good one.